Hi, this is Jonah with Sweet Honey Code, and today we're going to take a look at working with the color Metafield to create this example here and dive a little bit into attributes with Metafields. So let's get started. So the first step we need to take to working with the color Metafield is to create it. So we're going to go to our settings, admin, products, Metafields. From here, we're going to make our Metafield. So again, I'm under settings, go click on Metafields, and then click on products. So what we're going to do here is we're going to create a definition and type in a name for our Metafield. In this case, I'm just going to choose the word color. Okay, so now I want to make sure I note the namespace and key, and then I'm going to click select content type and then color. What this will do, this will give us a color picker to use on products. We'll click save. Perfect. So again, we want to make sure we make note of the name of this. So however you want to save it, I usually save information like this in visual code. I also already have this coded in another tab here. So let's first add test data to work with this. So we're going to go to products, and I'm going to use my All About Valentine's as a way to try this. Scroll to the bottom and select a color. So there's my color. So when I click on the empty space here, it gives me a color picker. And then I'm going to move on down and just pick a random color. Now, this will seem like a really good idea for a product that has maybe one variant, but you want to be able to communicate the color that they'll be getting for that variant. For multiple variants, you will probably want to take a different approach, but again, this is a fun thing to explore. We're going to click save. So now we will have data to test this with. Next, we're going to go to our online store, which I have over here. We go to our online store themes. And I covered this in another video, but we duplicated the theme. In case you didn't see that video, your main theme, you would right click on actions and choose duplicate to make a separate one, especially for coding. From here, we're going to click actions on that copy, click edit code to bring up the code. Now you're going to see a layout that's already been set up from, again, my previous examples. So where would I go with this theme? Well, this theme is the debut theme, so every theme is going to be slightly different. But usually you want to look for these .liquids files, which are commonly found under sections. So the product.liquid is usually found under templates because that's a template for how the whole product page looks. And then product-template is a section within that. Again, everything's a little bit different, and once you dive into 2.0 version themes, they will be a little different as well, so keep that in mind. For this example, we're going to more focus on the code, and hopefully you figure out how this works within that theme that you're using. So as I'm going to scroll down, I'm going to find the section that is the product description. See if I can find it here. If not, I can do Control F. Hunting. Let's go down a few times here. There we go. These are the curly brackets, usually for product.description, because this pulls from the product object, and what specific information we want is the .description. So from here, we want to be able to dive a little bit more into code. So let's go take a look at what's called gist code. This is on my GitHub. And the link to this will be in the video description down below or available on my website. So I've already written up code to work with this. So what I want to do for now is just highlight this all, to copy it and paste it, and then we'll go into more of an explaining what we're going to do here. So right above the product description, I'm going to paste that and just hit save for now. Perfect. So what I want to do is be able to preview it. So I can click the preview button up here, which will create a pop-up. And from here, I want to make sure I preview this file. So right now I am working with that secondary theme and not my main theme. So once I click on my product, I can now see that color is here and a few additional information. So where did I get this information and what's going on here? Well, let's dive into code. So there's a few things that are going on here already. So to help make things easier to see, I'm going to go over to my gist code to highlight it. The first thing is the default value that is coming from this field, which you can see here with the curly brackets noted. This was from that code that Shopify gave me earlier. These double curly brackets is just the liquid way of displaying this information directly. So myfields.color was the name of the namespace of that field. .color was the name. And so it's just displaying it naturally as a default with no formatting. So in this case, it gives me what's called hex code. Hex code is used to stylize things with color on a website. So knowing this hex code, I can take it, and if I know enough HTML on how to stylize things, I can use that code to make a color. So here I made this little kind of blue square to show on my website on the Shopify store. So let's take a look at that. So here I just took a most standard approach, which is using div code. If you don't quite understand this, it's okay. Again, I'm just going to talk through it. So this is a div tag, and I'm applying a style, a few additional CSS stylings, telling it to be inline block to kind of make a square, background dash color, basically pulls in that hex code and now says use this color as the background for this little area, which the div tags will create kind of like a square on my website here. And so now it takes that color I try to apply with here and a non-break space. That's what that code is. So essentially, to kind of backtrack it creates an empty space with this color surrounding it, is essentially what it's doing. So this could be a color swatch. So now I've pulled this other code, but there's something interesting about these Metafields that it's good to dig a little further. What's going on here? So let's take a look at the tab on the developer document. So within Metafields, there are what's called types, which I'm hoping to cover each and every one of these types to the best of my ability. So once you know what type it is, you can pull additional information about that type depending what you hope to do with that code. In this case, because I am using the color Metafield, which is the color type, I can pull more information in case I need that additional information. So I can click this link to learn more about the color object, which I did right here. Again, links will be in the description. From this object, I have additional attributes that I can use. So depending what I'm hoping to do with this information, I can gather these additional attributes and use them in code. So for example, I can see a few options: blue, green, hue, lightness, red, and so forth. So if I go back to my code, you can see right here the same curly brackets where I presented the outward value for each of these. So here again, we have the my_fields .color .value .red. So how did I find this .value? Well, if I go back to the Metafield object for a moment and scroll down a little further, I can see there's two different ways I can interact with Metafields. One, I can find out its type in case I forgot by using .type. The other one's .value. So once I got the value, which is that hex code, I was able to go further and pull from that, or filter it if I may, that attribute, which in this case was, if I look at my code again, all right, from that value, show me the red attribute, show me the blue attribute, show me the green. And that's how I came up with that code. Again, this is an example, and these additional information may not be needed depending on your project. So there's one more factor I did here that was very important. I also surrounded this with an if statement. What if there is no color selected for this product? What if this is just for specific products that need to show color? So what I created here, or what I used here, is the liquid if statement, which is this curly bracket, %, with a dash, and then if. And then I have here that product Metafield full name. So product.metafields.my_fields.color. What is going on here? Well, this if statement becomes a true statement. If there is a value here, it's going to display the rest of this information. So if I remove the color from this product, so we're going to go back to this product. Let's test this out. We're going to hit clear, click save. Now sometimes because of caching, this may not display properly, so let's try this out. Refresh. So right now it is doing it's not reflecting the change yet. So I'm going to click preview again. Make sure I'm looking at fresh information. Just trying to get it to catch the change. So sometimes this is more of a cache change. So as it is, something's going on here. So I'm thinking I'm seeing a cache change here because it's not showing that this product has no color now. So it should. So it's saved, and so sometimes there might be a slight delay. But I know this code is correct because basically it is checking that if statement. If this actually has a value, then show the color. Because right now, if we actually look at the preview of this color's been removed. So there should be no color here. So maybe in a few minutes it might actually hard. Refresh here. It may eventually disappear. But trust me, it will disappear. It is a if statement. Another way I can work with this as another way of making sure is using what's called variables. So, okay, maybe something is wrong with my code, possibly. So right here up in this line 6, I have, again, between these curly brackets, assign product underscore color, and then that same Metafield information. What's going on here? I am assigning that color to this variable. And I want to use it in my if statement to say, again, if this color variable has any color for this product, show this information. So if I go back to my themes now, make sure I got lost a little bit in my tab, so that's okay. We're going to go edit code. Find it again. There we go. Description. There we are. So what I want to do this time is take the product color, copy that, replace this. So this way I have it assigned to a variable and click save. So again, this will do the same thing, but the other side of the coin, because remember I mentioned how it will save and cache this information for speed. This will also do a hard cache. So sometimes it'll be hard to test this thoroughly because of the hard cache. I can go back here now and do a refresh because I made a change. And so right now it's still not reflecting that change correctly. So one thing I could do here is I'm just going to review my code one more time. If product color, which should be true, then do that. So we'll try this one more time. Themes. So sometimes things don't work out the way it is, but that's all right. Go back to Valentine's. You get to see how I troubleshoot here. And it's still holding true. So it's really hard cache right now. This could be my browser. So I'm going to move on for now. But essentially, this if statement should be holding true. So the product color, because there's no color on this product, is clear. So let's actually refresh this tab here just to make sure. Maybe I didn't apply that change. Aha, this is why it's not looking correctly. So let's hit clear, save. Go back to my preview tab. Refresh. That was the problem. So let's try that one more time. Go back to our tab. Test that with the other way. Edit. Let's try it with a direct access approach. Let's just help myself find it quickly. Description. There we are. And we'll just use a direct reference so that way it isn't cached, because variables tend to be cached for performance. So this will have a slight performance, could affect a site depending, because it's not being cached, which is temporarily saving it. So if I refresh now, so see we're experiencing a bit of a hard cache there, but see it still works. We're not seeing that information because there's no color on this product. So there we go. It does work both ways after all that troubleshooting that it was on me that I didn't update the product correctly. But as you can see here, there's a lot more to Metafields than just entering the field between curly brackets on a Shopify theme. You can actually look further in the docs if you're code savvy and see what more further you can go with each type, which is going to be a fun exploration that I'm going to keep doing in some more videos. So let's recap. We created a color Metafield. We added code to our theme to display the Metafield. We actually worked with an if statement to make sure this information only shows up if there's color on this product. We tested that just to make sure that it was displaying correctly, that only when there's a color to that product will it display. So now customers won't know unless that product has a color. So I hope you liked this video. Tell me, what ways would you use this in your themes? Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't yet. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.